Hello everyone, welcome to I Lady Digital class. My name is Stevie. I want to use this medium to appreciate those that are subscribed to my YouTube channel. I am so grateful. Thank you so much for taking your time to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please, if you are watching this video now and you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button. Don't forget as well to hit the notification button so that anytime that I post interesting video like this, you'll be the first person to get the notification. So please don't forget as well to also like this video and to also drop a comment in the comment section so that other people that really wants to watch video like this, tutorial like this, they will also have the opportunity to see it on YouTube. So thank you so much for doing that. So guys, I've started a series now on this channel. I call it how to create hospital management system with Nodejs, Expressjs, JavaScript template engine, that is EJS, and we are using MySQL as our database. So this is the part 11 of this video. So this is the part 11 of this video. So please, if you have not yet seen the previous video, just go to my YouTube channel and check the previous video for you to be able to understand what we are trying to build on this project. So as I've said in my last video that I'm going to release the source code when I release the last video on this project. That is when I am going to drop the source code. So guys, just keep following me and just keep learning along with me. So today what we want to do is that in this particular video is that we want to create the store API now. So we want this, as we said, that this is an hospital management system. So we want this hospital to be able to take monitor the number of drugs they have in the store. The number of they'll be able to take a proper recording of the number of store the number of drug they have in the store. They'll be able to know the expiry date. They'll be able to know when they store that particular drug in their store. So that is what we want to create today. I think you get what I'm trying to say now. So we want the hospital to be able to keep a proper recording of the drugs of they have in their store. So that is what we want to create today. So guys, without any further ado, so let's head on to our code. Don't forget I am using Sublime as my text editor, so you can use any of your preferable text editor. So what we have to do now is that let's head on to our app.js. As usual, we'll be doing this in my several videos. So let's just come down here again. We have to copy this guy here. So let's paste this down here. So let's change this appointment to store. So we need to change this appointment to store, and we have to create a file called store.js. So come on, let's say store. Okay. So then we have to come here, and the route we want to use is let's copy this and paste this here. So the route we want to use is, let's change this appointment to store. All right. So then we change this appointment here to store as well, because that's the function. Okay. So now the next thing we have to do now, we have to go inside our controller here and create a new file. So let me save this. So we save the file to the store.js here. So let me click on save. So the next thing we have to do is that I will have to come inside my appointment.js and copy some lines of code. And let me just copy this from here now. So let me copy this and save this here. So let me save my app.js file. So now I think if you have been following me, this will not be new to you. If you have been following me in my previous video, what I'm trying to do here, calling the Express, the router, the body parser, the DB, and what I'm trying to do here as well, it shouldn't be new to you if you have been following my previous video. Alright, so now the next thing we have to do is we have to say router now dot get now. So we want to get all items in our store. Alright, so we're gonna say function now. Okay, then we have to pass request, then we have to pass response here. So then the next thing we have to do is that we're gonna say now db now dot get all dot get all medicine now. Okay, so we're gonna say function. Okay, function don't worry, we will still have to create this inside our doc controller. This gets all made very soon now, because that is what this function that will be helping us to save this thing in our database, to call it in our database. So let's say error now, then we have to say results. Then we'll come down here and we have to say that response now dot render. Okay, we want to render something here. So what do we want to render? We want to render store.ejs. Okay, that's our front end. So then we have to call we have to say list. Then we'll set it to results here. All right. So that is what we have to do there. So the next thing we have to do now is that we need to we want to be able to delete. Okay, let's say we want to be able to edit now. Let's try that. We want to be able to edit, or let's do add first. Okay, sorry, let's do add first. Now let's say the router, okay, dot get. Then we want to be able to add medicine now. Okay, so let's say function. All right, so let's say function. Then we have the request. Then we have response here. So then the next thing we have to do is that okay, the next thing we have to do, let's say rest now dot render. Okay, rest dot render, we need to render add med dot EJS. Okay, so that's what we want to render at the front end. Let me bring this down. So then the next thing we have to do now is that we want to post now. It's a router dot post. Okay, so we want to post some of these details inside our database. So let's say main now. So let's come down here. We're gonna say function. All right. So function. Then we passed a request. Then we passed response. Okay. So you know, we have to get the name of the drug. We want to get the production date. We want to get the expiry date. We want to get the price. We want to get the quantity. All right. So let's quickly do that now. Let's say variable name. Okay. Variable name is equals to we're gonna say request dot body parser dot body rather. Okay. Dot name. Okay. So dot name. Then the next thing we have to do now again is we're gonna say variable now dot production dates. That is the date when the drug is produced. So we're gonna say request dot body now dot p underscore dates. All right. So the next thing we want to do now is variable expired now. Okay. So it's equals to request dot body. Okay. Dot body. Then we have expire. Okay. Then we have expire. Then the next thing we want to do again is the okay. Let's say variable. We have this e date is equals to e underscore do. Then let's say request dot body parser dot okay, let's say e underscore date down here. So then we want to do okay. Oh, this is we are trying to get the here variable e underscore date. So we're trying to get the expected dates. Are you getting what I'm saying now? The date we are expecting this particular drugs in our store. So now we're gonna say variable now. We're gonna say price. Okay, what is the price of the product? Okay, we're gonna say request dot body dot okay. So then we say dot price. Okay, dot price. Then the next we want to do the quantity, the number of quantity we have in the store. Quantity is equals to request dot body dot quantity. Okay, dot quantity. All right. So then we have to do something now here. Okay, we have to say db now. So we want to add all these details in our database. We're going to say add med now. Okay, name. Okay, the expiring date. Come on, the expiring dates. The production dates. Then we have to pass expire here as well. Then the next thing again is the okay here underscore dates down here. Then we put a comma. Then the price. We need to pass the price there. Then we have to pass the quantity. Come on, quantity. We need to pass the quantity here as well. Then we write. Okay, let me bring this down. Come on. Okay, let me bring this down here. so that we're able to see what I'm trying to do. So we want to write a function here now. So there's a function. So then we need to pass error here, and we need to pass result here as well. Okay. So then we're gonna say rest.redirect. Okay, we want to redirect once we're able to save all these things in our database. If there is no error, then we want to redirect to stop. That is where we want to redirect to. All right. So the next thing we want to do now is that once we are able to we've been able to add to our database. Now, next thing we want to do is we want to edit now. If paraventure, the person adding this details made a mistake, once the person will be able to edit, so how am I getting all these suggestions? So okay, so let me break this down. So the next thing we want to do now is that we're gonna say router now. We want to do for edit now. So router.get. Okay, we have to first get, then we have to have these edits underscore med. Okay, then we pass id here. Okay, then we have function. Okay, we have function. Then as usual we pass request, then we pass response. All right, then the next thing we want to do now, we want to get the id. Don't forget what you used to get the id should be request.params. Okay, request.params.id. So that is what we need to use to get that here. So we're gonna say db now dot get, okay, made by id. Okay, dot get made by id. Then we pass id here. Then we need to pass function here as well. Okay, so we need to pass function here. Then we have error. Then we have results. All right. So then we need to render something. Okay, we need to render. I'm gonna say res.render. What do we want to render? That is edit underscore med.ejs. Okay, .ejs. Then we'll have to come down and say list here. Then we'll set it to results. Okay, so that's all what we need to do here. So the next thing we have to do now is that okay, we need to we want to post now. We're gonna say router.post. Okay, after editing router.post, then we have to still use the same route. So underscore med. Okay, then we have to write our function here again. Okay, say function, then we pass request here and we pass response here as well. So then we need to get the id again. Variable is equals to, we're gonna say okay, request, okay, dot params, okay, dot params, come on, dot params dot id. Okay, that's what we need to do to get our id there. So then we're gonna say that db okay, let's say db dot I'm trying to see if I can copy what we have here instead of us try to retype all over again. So let's see if I can copy what is there. Okay, down to this place, because it's a little bit similar to what we want to do. So okay, we've gotten the ID, we've gotten the name, we've gotten the production date and the likes. All right, so what we just have to come down here to do, we have to change this guy here. So we have to change it to edit med. Okay, then we have to pass ID here. Okay, so we have to pass ID. We have the name, the production date, the expiry date. Okay, we have the price and the likes. So this time we want to redirect back to stop. Okay, that is where we want to redirect to. So that's all what we need to do there. So the other thing we want to do now is we want to be able to delete from our database. We want to be able to delete store from our database. We want to be able to delete any drugs from our database. So to do that, we have to just say router now .get. Okay, router.get. Then we have to say delete. Okay, delete underscore. Then we have med here. Then we pass ID here. All right. So we're gonna say function. So function. Then we have request. Then we have response here. So then the next thing we have to do is that we're going to say variable ID is equals to request.params, okay, dot ID. So we need to get the ID. It's very important we do that, so that we can be able to delete the specific drug from our database. So we're gonna say get made by ID, okay. I think okay, yeah. So get made by ID. Then don't forget we have to pass ID here. Then we have function here, okay. Then we pass error, we pass results here as well, okay. So then the next thing we have to do, we're gonna say rest.render. Now we want to render something here. So what do we want to render? That is delete, okay, delete underscore made dot EJS. All right. Then we have this here list. Then we pass the results here. All right. So that's all what we need to do there. So the last thing we have to do pertaining to this delete of a thing here is that we need to post back to our database. Once we delete, we need to update our database. Okay, this is router.post. Okay, then we still have to pass to the same route. Delete. Okay, delete. I'm expecting this thing to suggest, but I don't think it's not coming up. Okay, okay, good. We have it here. So we have function here now. We have function here. As usual, we passed a request, we pass a response. Yeah, then we need to get ID here as well. So we're gonna say that request.params .id. All right. So then we need to be able to say, okay, delete. We're gonna say db dot delete now. Delete med. Okay. Then we pass this ID here. Then we have a function here. All right. Then we have to pass error here, and we have to pass results here as well. Okay, so this time we have to redirect. Now we want to redirect back to the store once we've been able to delete. Okay, so we want to redirect back to store. All right, so that's all we have to do. The last thing we want to do now is that we want to be able to search for any kind of drug in our database. We want to be able to search. All right, so let's come down here. For us to be able to do that, let's just say quickly do that. Let's say router.post now, okay, because we want to post. So let's say router.post. Then the search is a route here. Then we're gonna say function. Okay, let's say function. Then we pass request. Then we pass response here as well. Then we have to say variable key now, because that should be the key. This key stands for what do we want to use for the search. Are you getting it now? So that's what the key stands for here. So is it the name? Is it the ID? Is it the expiring date? I mean, we have to choose a particular key that we want to use to search this particular drug in our database. So we're gonna say variable key is equal to request.body now. Okay, .body.search. All right, .search. Then we have to search. Okay, we have to say db.search made now. Search made. Okay, we have to pass key here because it's very important. So we're gonna say function now. Okay, we'll have to pass error, then results here as well. Oh, sorry. What is happening here? I wasn't even looking at what I'm typing. So okay, so we have to have this here error, then search. Then let's say console. Okay, .log. Now we want to console.log results. Okay, that is the result of what we are trying to search in our database. Okay, then we have to say that we want to render the store.EJS now this time around. So let rest.render. Okay, so what do we want to render? Store, come on, store.EJS. Okay, then we have to, as usual, we have to set list to results. Okay, so then let's come down here. That's the last thing we have to do. We need to export our routes. So let's say module.exports. Okay, module.export is equals to router now. Alright guys, this is all we need to do in our store.EJS. So the next thing we have to do now is that we want to go inside our DB controller and so that we'll be able to interact with our database. So that's the next thing we want to do now. So let's go inside our DB controller here. So let's come down here and be able to create some of these modules here. So okay, let's say come down here. We're gonna say module now. Okay, module.exports. Alright, get all made. So let's start with that. Okay, it's not bringing it up for me. Get all made. I hope I use this here because I'm expecting it to suggest get all made. Let me go up here. Get all made. Okay. What I use here is add made. Okay. So and okay, yeah, it's here. I use it here because I'm wondering why Sublime is not suggesting it for me anyway. Okay, is what I use here because I have to be very sure so that we will not start having errors. Okay, so I'm gonna say function now. Function. Then we have to pass callback here. All right. Then we have this coil bracket here. We're gonna say variable. Then we have this query is equals to. Then we have select now. Okay, we want to select all from store table now from store. Okay, because we have the store as a table in our database. So order by ID. So we want to start from the from descending order now. That's what I'm trying to do here. I want to get it from ID. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I want to get the listing from the from the highest down to the lowest. All right. Order by ID descend. Okay, that's we have to say from descending order now. Okay, so that's what we need to do there. Then let's come down here. We're gonna say console. Okay, dot log. Let's console.log query. All right. To be able to know if everything is working fine. Then we're gonna say dot query. All right, dot query. Then we have to pass query here. We have to pass query here. Then we have call back here as well. So then the next thing we have to do now is that we want to add. Right? We want to add. So that's the next module we need to create here. So let's say module now. Okay. Dot exports. Module dot exports dot add made. Okay, thank you Sublime for bringing that up. So we're gonna say it goes to function now. This goes to function when we have to pass name, we have to pass p dates here, we have to pass expire. All right, we have to pass expire. Then we have to pass this p underscore date here. Okay, then the price, for the drug. Then we have to pass quantity as well. So then the last thing we have to put that is the callback. Okay, the callback. All right, so let's bring this down. Then we want to say variable now. Variable query. All right, is equals to insert. We want to insert inside our database. Insert into store. Okay, insert into store. All right, so let's do it this way. Insert into store. So what do we want to insert into our store? We want to insert a name. All right, we want to insert name. We want to insert p underscore dates. We want to insert the expiring dates. All right, so we want to insert expire underscore end. We want to insert that underscore end. Then the other thing we want to insert is the price, and then we want to insert the quantity as well. So we want to insert the quantity as well. So then the values now, don't forget, we'll be doing this several times now. What are the values we want to insert into our database? So then let's have this. The value we want to insert the name. All right. So let me come down here and put a comma. So let me just copy this. Let me copy this guy here to make our work faster. So then we have to change this to Okay, we have to change this to p dates. Okay, okay, p dates. Then let me come down here again and paste. So we have to change this to expire. Okay, to expire. Let's do that here. So we have to do another thing again here. From expire, we have to change this guy here to the expire dates. Then we have to do something here again. That is the price. Okay, then the last one is the quantity. Okay, is the quantity. Okay, so let me remove this comma here. So it's a quantity. So that's all what we need to do here. Is the quantity. So let me put this here. Then the next thing we have to do is that we have to say com.query now. So we want to connect these details to our database. Com.query. Then we have to pass query here. Let's say query. Then we have to say callback here. All right. So that's all what we need to do there. So the next thing we have to do down here is, okay, we'll be able to get all the, okay, the next thing we have to do is I want to get all the made by ID now. That's the next thing we want to do. We want to get each of the specific. So once we click, the user click on any of these drug in our database, we need to be able to display each of the details. I mean, the expiring dates, or what we have trying to add into our database. So we want to get each of them by ID. Once anybody click on the dates, on the drug in our database, how we want to display this drug at first is that we want to list everything out. Are you getting it now? We want to list everything out. So we want to now make sure that if any of this drug is clicked on, so we want to be able to display their details. Are you getting it now? So that we have to create the module here. So how we go about that? Let's say module.export, right? Module.export. Then we say get made by ID. Okay, get made by ID. We're gonna say function. All right. We're gonna say function. We pass ID. We have callback here as well. So right. So we're gonna say variable now. Variable query as usual. So we have to we want to select now. I'm gonna say select. Select all from store. Store is the table in our database. Where ID now. Okay. Where ID is equals to let's have this plus sign here. Okay. Where ID is equals to ID. Then let's quickly connect to our database. We're going to say com.query now. Com.query is equals to com.query. Then we have query here. Then we have callback here as well. So having done that, so the next thing we want to do now is that we want to edit now. That's the next thing we want to do. We want to work on the edit now, the edit modules. So okay, let me bring this down here. So what I just have to do is that let me just come here and copy this. Will it work? I want to see if I can copy this add here and just change some of the things here. So let me come down here and paste this. So what we want to do first is that let's change this here to edit made. Okay, to edit made. Then let's add this ID here. All right, we need this name, we need the speed date, we need the expiring date, the price, and the likes, and the quantity. So then okay, we have query here. So is it insert? No, we want to update. All right, let's say updates into, okay, then we have to say set here, update store. All right, update store. Okay, come on. So it's update store. Then set name. All right, set name. We need to remove all of this from here. Let me remove all of this from here. Down to this. Okay, we don't need this value here as well. So let me remove this brackets here. So just keep following me. So then we want to set name. Then we have to set name to, okay, is equals to name. All right. So then we have to come down here. We want to set the production dates as well now. Okay, let's set the production dates. Then we have p underscore dates, you know, is equals to this here. So then we have to come down here again to set the expiring dates. Okay, we have to say expire now. Okay, if the drug is expired, that's what we want to know, if the drug is expired or not. So then the next thing we have to do here is the expire end, when it's going to end. So let's say expire underscore end is equals to, all right. So then the next thing we have to do is the price now. Let's do that here. So let's say price is equals to. So then the last thing we have to do is the quantity. Okay, is the quantity is equals to this right here. So then the next thing we have to do now, you're gonna say that where, okay, let's put this here, where ID, all right, where ID is equals to, so let's have this ID here like this. Okay, beautiful. So that's all what we need to do there. So the next thing we want to do now is we want to be able to, okay, we'll be able to get all, let me see, have we been able to get all the med? Okay, we'll be able to do that. So let's go to delete now. We want to be able to delete now. So for us to be able to do that, let's quickly create the module here. Okay, so let's say module dot exports, all right, dot export dot delete med. Okay, it's equals to function now. It's equals to function. Then we're gonna say ID. Then we have, you know, our parameter here, the callback. So we'll come down here and we'll say that variable query. All right, variable query is equals to delete. Come on, it's equals to delete from store. Delete from store. Okay, where ID is equals to, okay, where ID is equals to, then we have to pass this ID here. So and the next thing we have to do, we have to connect again. Let's say com.query now. Okay, then we pass query here as you know, parameter. Then we have to pass call back here as well. So then the last thing we now have to do is for the search. Okay, is okay. No, we still have to. Sorry, we still have to do some other things here. Okay, let me see. Okay, it's for the search. We have to create for the search here now. The search made. That's all what we need to do. So we're not saying module. Okay, that's the last thing we have to do. Module dot exports. Module dot export dot search made. Okay, we want to be able to search the, you know, any of the drug we have in our database. So let's say function now. So let's pass key here and let's pass call back here. Then we have this down here. So we're going to say variable query. Okay, it's equals to select. Okay, it's equals to select. All right, from store. Okay, from store where name. Okay, where name like. So let's put this sign there, then the key now. Don't forget the key we are trying to use. Okay, the key we are trying to use now. We are trying to use the name as the key. Are you getting it now? That was what I was trying to explain the other time. So here we are trying to use the name as the key now. So okay, then I have to put this sign here. All right. So here we have this here. Don't forget to put this here as well. So then we have to put this symbol here. All right. So that's all what we need to do here. So then we need to close this colon so that we will not be having issue of this. Okay, all right. So then we have to say con.query, then we pass query here, then we'll pass callback here. Okay, so we're almost getting to the end of this series. So I think the next thing I'm going to be doing in our video is if any of the patients want to give a complaint, and if they want to send if they want to send their complaint to the admin, if there's any way any of the staff treated them and they don't like it, and they want to send they want to send their complaint to the admin, we want to be able to create that kind of functions for them. We want to be able to create that kind of API in my next video. So that's what I want to do in my next video. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. So that's all it needs to take for us to be able to create this this store.js. If they want to keep track of their the drug they have in their store. So this is all what it needs to do. So we've been able to create this API. We'll be able to create this function. So that's all what we need to do in this particular video. So guys, my next video, as I've said, we want to create this complaint. We want them to be able to send their complaint. We want to be able to get feedback from their customers. So we want to be able to create this API in my next video. So guys, thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video, and please, if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please kindly hit the subscribe button. I believe you've learned one or two things through this video, so please, as a payback, kindly hit the subscribe button. Don't forget as well to give this video a thumbs up, and as well, just drop your comments if you like the video. Just comment and let me know if you are having any issue or any question you want me to attend to. Don't drop your question in the comment section. Trust me, I'm going to answer every of your question related to this video, related to this tutorial. So thank you so much for taking your time to watch. I'm see your host, I'm see your brother, I'm see your friend Stevie. See you guys in my next video. Thank you so much.